Hello, everyone. I am the antagonist advocate, but you can just call me TJ. I enjoy storytelling. And by that, I mean anime, cartoons, whatever it is. I enjoy the stories of them, the narratives, the characters, the plots, everything that's in them that makes us love them. The tricks that people use, the stereotypes, the what are they called? The TV, the tropes, all of it I love. And I love to be able to explore them. I love being able to dive into them and really see what makes them work. I basically wanted to make this channel to incentivize myself to watch some anime, to go through them at a solid pace, and to really analyze them, to really absorb them as way more than I would on my own time, where I would binge through them in 20 hours and be done with them and not even think about the smaller little pacing things, the character things, the narrative things, the storytelling things that I think I need to learn in order to improve my own writing and my own dream story, basically. And I would love to be able to discuss with all of you about these animes that I watch in kind of a place where you guys can really hear all of my opinions all at once, and we can all come together and kind of, in some strange way, just have an open forum, but on my videos, so that we focus on whatever I said. God, that didn't make any sense. So that's enough on the channel. Let's talk about the anime that we're here to watch. So the first anime that we're watching on this channel is Haikyu. The reason for that is it's a sports anime. Sports anime have a really special, or well, most sports anime, the high school sports anime especially, have this really special thing that I'm kind of interested in seeing and exploring and really studying, which is when you have a sports anime, you have an anime that exists with low actual stakes and high emotional stakes. What I mean by this is when you're in a usual sports anime setting, you're high schoolers. No matter what happens, at the end of the day, you are just a team who are like playing high school sports. You're not, nothing actually matters. If you lose, you just have to try again next year, or you just lost. It doesn't matter. But that puts a job on the author's plate to make us, the viewer, really empathize with all of their characters. You can't just have their characters have a really cool special ability and suddenly they're our favorite just because they're awesome. So see Bleach. Side characters in Bleach don't really have to have a long character backstory. They just have to exist to be these cool men doing cool men things, or cool women. There are plenty of cool women in Bleach as well. They have to be cool people, and as long as they're super cool, as long as nurse lady who has the blood bankai does cool, lets down her hair and looks cool, we go, oh, that's a character that I like. I like that character because they're cool. But I don't know anything about a character. I don't know anything about like what she likes, what she dislikes, who she fights for, her story. That doesn't matter as much as how cool her Zanbakuto is, how cool her fights are. However, you look at something like My Hero, which has super high emotional stakes because every character has some sort of story that we want to empathize with them and we want to see them succeed in. And even though they have real physical stakes, which is just that they could die at any point, we're doubly invested because of that. We want them to survive and we want them to succeed emotionally, or story character development wise. I don't know if I'm fully making sense here, but I'm going to trust I am. The other reason why I want to watch this, which ties into the emotional stakes, is of course there has to be strong character writing in this. We have to be able to empathize and understand all of our characters, as this is a team sport. I don't know how many people are in a volleyball team. I'm guessing, I think it's 4 in the court, which means that I'm going to say 8, maybe 6, something like that. So we're going to have to manage the relationships of 6 characters or so, and their partnerships and their feelings towards each other throughout the show. And I'm guessing that because this is such a highly rated show, that's going to go to an interesting place. Now, I have seen the first, I think, 3 or 4 episodes of the series. I really don't remember much. I know that the main character can jump high, and even though he's short, I know that the secondary character, the Sasuke, the Lancer, I'm guessing he is, which would be basically the secondary protagonist who's kind of a rival, but not really a rival to the main protagonist, Vegeta, basically. I know that the secondary protagonist is, like, he used to be a really, like, I think they call him the Ice Prince or whatever. Like, he used to be a jerk, basically, and no, he's not. He's trying to be better than that. That's really all that I remember. If there's anything else major that I go, oh, I already knew that, I'll let you guys know. But, yeah, that was all, like, probably a decade ago, so it shouldn't be an issue. So that's enough rambling, and by that I mean please show help me, because I have been fumbling all over this intro. We're at 25 minutes for this recording, and I can maybe keep 4, maybe 5 minutes of it. Don't ask, just don't ask, okay? Now, you guys are going to be seeing a highlight that's probably going to go somewhere around here. Obviously, you can't put the full episode on YouTube. You guys know the drill. This probably isn't your first reaction channel that you've ever seen. Alright, I have Haikyu up. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Haikyu, Season 1, Episode 1. Let's start. I didn't look up who animates this, by the way. Oh my god, that's really loud. Alright, so already we have the thesis of this character. So immediately we are introduced to the thesis of this character. He wants to get above these tall people, this mountain, and in order to reach there, he understands that he needs the help of his allies. So we're going to have a story that's going to be really focused on combinations. Oh my gosh, I'm such a weeb. I'm thinking of company, but it's going to be on teamwork between teammates, basically, in order to reach a better result. So instantly, boom, thesis statement of the series squared away. Oh, instantly I'm like, oh, this OP is one that I've heard 1,000 times. By the way, I'm going to watch the OP on the first episode. I'm going to hope that the sports anime doesn't have a horrific spoiler in its OP. So is this modern day, or is this Deku looking at the All Might video online? Looks like it's Deku looking at the All Might video online. And by that I mean he looks tinier than he does in modern day. I'm not 200% sure. I don't know this art style yet, so I'm just spitballing, but you know, it's what you have to do. Hey man, if the devil bats could do it, anyone can. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. You guys don't have a Hiruma. Alright. Kingora. I mean, you can walk over and just kind of take a dump on their shoes. They'll usually do the trick. Fair enough. Interesting. Respect for other people, but and this is using future knowledge of what I know about this character, but I know that he's kind of a jerk to his own teammates. I mean, not jerk, but he was like a slave driver basically to his own teammates. I guess that fits into the character actually when I think about it. Motto of Shonen Jump. Uh-oh. I think we found our first problem, which is that he said, I'll be the one, but not my team. I feel that. Oh, shoot. I just realized I never said I totally don't know the rules of soccer. I know that someone has to set it, right? Is that what it's called? You have to dupe, and then someone else has to spike it or lob it or whatever. But you basically need 2 hands to set on the thing. I don't know. I have no idea about any of the rules of volleyball. Oh, there's our wholesome shonen boy. Alright, so here's our match where we're going to show our character's spirit, but not our character's physical ability. Which is going to allow us to do the glow up, we're in the underdog, but... sorry, the classic, we're the underdog, but, then I get to show how cool I am for just a second, type deal. Also, we are going to go straight into, like, our emotional backing immediately. So effective. Gotta remember to talk about this later. This is a really fun way to show this. His perseverance while he's actually having to persevere against, like, absolutely no odds, right? Dude, it's shocking how much I don't remember about this first episode, but I watched an episode or two. I just don't remember this at all. Hey, yo! Hey, you showed up. What's good? Nah, dog, you got a couple minutes. Run them pockets. And by those them pockets, I mean your time. Hey, man, don't mind, don't mind. Been there. Unpleasant. Hey, yo. Exactly. Hey. Pay me that money, or you set this ball for me. Come on, you owe me. Damn. Okay. So potential is the name. Potential. You know what that sounds? Why does that sound so much like Sims music? Ugh, the animation. It's so great how effective something like this is. And it's like, immediately, what you want to see, it's not even that I care for him to win. I just want him to make them sweat. It's that, you know what it is? It's the same feeling you get. And by the way, I can understand Japanese, so if you ever see me looking away into the camera or something, I'm understanding what they're saying most of the time. Hell yeah. It's that same feeling, but I'm not gonna let that thought escape me. It's the same feeling as when you're fighting Superman and you're like, huh, do gods bleed? And then you make him have one cut on his cheek and you go, ha ha. It's that. That's all I want. Go over this wall just once. Oh. That was the cutest thing in the world. Ooh. Oh, you can tell that's a good panel. You can see that's a good panel. You ain't getting over there, dude. Oh my god! God, I wish I knew animation enough to like do a breakdown of how good that was for you guys. That is the maddest face ever created. Look at this guy. Because unfortunately, I do know that these two work on the same team. This Sasuke and this guy. I think I know where this goes, or at least how this gets set up. Like, this is a really interesting place to start this, at the very least. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Alright, respectable. Oh, good storytelling. Just they have the graduation thing from middle school. Mm-hmm. Also showed the elapsing seasons. Wait, did he just say that it took him 30 minutes by bike to get there? It's a really long ride to do every day. You thought he was your, you thought he was your Miyata, but he was your Sasuke. Pre-Shippuden, of course. Alright. That's a good first episode. That's a really good first episode. Like, that was the first episode that was like when I watched this the first time, I guess it was during the time in my life where I was like a full wage slave, so I suppose that makes sense for why I wouldn't be fully into it at the time. But like, That's actually like really fantastic to get you into everything that you need to know. Hey, here's this kid. He worked really hard, even though he didn't have anybody to join him in order to do what he dreamed for. I'm gonna turn down the CD because I can't focus on this at all. I just don't realize I've started this entire reaction with those in my ears, but on my ears. But listen, right? So here is this kid who didn't have anybody else join him on the volleyball team because let's be honest, volleyball is not the most like epic. Everyone wants to play a sport, even though I think it's pretty sick. Single-handedly is the only member of the male volleyball team. He works by himself. He tricks people, not tricks people, but he gets some people to join him for practicing every so often, but he doesn't ever get to like fully spread his wings to be challenged, to show his real strength. He gets to his first match, which has to be in his last year. It's his last chance. The first match this guy gets to have is the Christmas Bowl from iShow 21. I make a lot of iShow 21 because iShow 21 is like the only. There's 2 sports anime that I watch a lot, and that like I can. Well, there's 3 or 4 maybe. It's like there's 3 or 4 sports anime that I know, and it's going to be iShow 21, Hajime no Ippo, Yo Mushi Pedal. Watch a little bit of Ace of Diamond, One Out, if that counts, which is more of a gambling anime than anything. But I've lost my train of thought. Oh no. So when I started this reaction, right, I talked about stakes. I talked about real stakes and I talked about emotional stakes. What I mean by that is in your average anime or story, in your average story, actually, because we want to talk about storytelling, not necessarily just anime storytelling, right? In storytelling, you have stakes, as in, hey, people are going to die, the orphanage is going to close, the things necessary for living are going to disappear, right? And then you have emotional stakes, which are things that matter to our character that aren't like world ending, right? So we're watching this volleyball. So actually, we'll use episode 1 as an example. We're watching this guy do his final match, right? This is his last chance to have a volleyball match, to win, right? To play volleyball in his middle school career, right? He's worked 3 years. He's trained hard for 3 years by himself mostly, right? And he's pretty much single-handedly made the volleyball team. He got 3 freshmen to join because they saw him, I'm guessing. So in terms of real stakes, I guess you can say the real stake is this is the last volleyball match he's ever gonna have. But that doesn't matter to us because it's not like life or death. He'll be fine at the end of it, right? Then you add in, okay, watch how much he's had to struggle to get here. Watch how much the odds are stacked against him. He's short. He can get above. Volleyball isn't the sport that would be best suited for his body type, right? He, like I said, he's been working by himself to get all these things. He's been like, people are laughing at him for because they think he's on the female volleyball team, yada yada yada, right? All these things empathize with us because we empathize naturally with underdogs. Not everybody's been on top of the world and all that. Not everybody's been like the super alien who has like the ability to fly and shoot beams out of his hands, right? Not everybody is, Superman. Not everybody's all that. But what everyone has been at some point in your life is an underdog. At some point in your life, you've done something that you had to like struggle to perform, something that you had to work hard in order to obtain. And that's why an underdog story resonates with us so effectively, right? So we've set this guy up as underdog. We love this guy now because we feel him. We want him to succeed naturally, right? Oh, I need to take notes for this thing because there was something really interesting that I don't think I can dig up from the depths of my mind. When I edit this video, I will like write it down, and next time. I will probably at the beginning of the video talk about it, but there's something really interesting with how we have our first meeting between our two, primary protagonists. To have them be on opposite sides, and for the protagonist to recognize his hard work. Or sorry, for I did not catch his name at all. The king of Kita First. I don't even know. Did they use his name much? Wow, that's really bad. To have Sasuke, right? I'm gonna call him Sasuke. I'm sorry if that offends you. I understand. You're probably gonna be like, no, he's not Sasuke. He doesn't betray. I get it, but I'm calling him Sasuke because he fits that kind of niche that Sasuke had. Niche that Sasuke had. In the beginning of Naruto, at least, of being the rival character who is the serious one to Naruto's more clowniness thing. There's characters who are the quintessential example of a type of character in writing, right? That's why you have like the Goku, Vegeta, you have the Naruto Sasuke's, you have the your Kenpachis for battle freaks, or if you want to get more accurate or more classic, you can even say your Hisokas that represent battle freaks, blah 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 blah. But to have their first meeting be this build up to a rivalry, but they're actually going to be on the same side, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of different than a normal sports anime would do. Usually your like primary assistance character is going to be your primary assistance character from like the get-go, right? So you get let's see, what's a good example? You don't have something like Senna and Shen. Yeah, Senna and Shen from iShow 21. You don't have them be on the same side, and when you have them rival each other, yeah, I see your talent. Actually, it's kind of like a through line in a lot of sports anime to have I recognize your talent and you recognize my skill, kind of thing. Huh. Let's see, iShow 21 has that. Hajime no Ippo has that. Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. Maybe somebody's a hack. No, I'm kidding. But it's an effective thing. It's the respect that's made from seeing someone's effort, having someone who is knowledgeable and skillful recognize your effort is so, it makes us feel good. It's really effective, and that's why it's so pervasive, I think is the right word to use. It's in like every sports anime because it's really effective to make like a really deep relationship that immediately makes us feel respect for the other character, right? Even though like people who flaunt their skills, when they flaunt their skills negatively, we go, ugh, I hate this character, he's such a jerk. When you flaunt your skill and you go, I have my skill, but your talent is something too that has huge value, that I guess the recognition there is what makes it so like powerful, and what makes it so effective as a like narrative trick. So thesis, right? So at the beginning of the episode, I said thesis, right? The idea of the thesis of Haikyu will be working together in order to bring out the best in each other, right? So that's what we're going to be looking out for as we continue through the series. I want to see over this this great wall, this mountain that's in front of me, and in order to do that, I'm going to need people to assist me. That's going to be what we're going to be seeing all throughout the series. And I'm actually fun. I'm very proud of myself that, like, I mean, it's not like they hit it or anything, but just immediately we have what the story is about, and like you can recognize it so easily. It's great. I'm gonna be looking out for things like that to happen. I'm gonna be calling them out every time they come around. Let's see. Is there really anything else that I have to really talk about in the first episode? Overall, production's pretty good. I'm not like the most knowledgeable when it comes to like things like animation, so it's not like I can go into why every time Hinata tumbles over, it's like the greatest thing in animation ever. If you're watching just know that every time Hinata fell over, it was amazing animation. I can really tell that the whoever made Haikyu, I believe it's Studio Bones, but I might be just assuming it is. Let me bring up my anime list real quick. 2014 this came out. Oh yeah, I was thoroughly a college slave when this came out. Those years weren't super bad for me. Wait, it's production IG. Who made that? Who is that? Producers on Attack on Titan, Psychopaths, oh, Kuroko no Basket, yeah. I mean, Kuroko no Basket is pretty much like all that I need to see. Wait, that means that they owned. Wait, that means they owned everything for a year. Wait. What? Didn't this explode in 2014? 2012. Wait, what? Kuroko no Basket started in 2012, but it exploded in like 13, 14, 15. 14, it really felt like. Interesting. All right, fair enough. But yeah, no, they own sports anime apparently. fair enough. I'll take that. Fooly Cooly. Ugh. Wait, they did Ace of the Diamond too? Okay, so apparently this is just the studio. Oh, they did Noblest too? Wait, maybe that Noblest season isn't too bad. Okay, so it's okay. So Haikyu is produced by Studio IG, which apparently made every single important sports anime that's come out in like the last 10 years, 10 plus years or so. So fair enough. But yeah, they did amazing work, and considering this is the Kuroko no Basketball guys, yeah, no wonder they did amazing work. I really like how it looks, really like how it animates. Good anime. But yeah, I'm gonna take a real quick break, and when I come back, we'll go ahead and get into episode 2. See you in a bit. All right, we're back and ready for episode 2. Not too much to go into for second episode. Kind of look back at a little bit of episode 1. Boy, am I awkward. I'm sorry, guys. This is my first time actually like recording something like this, so it's a little bit weird. Also, you might be noticing that my positioning on my camera is a little bit different. That's gonna happen often. I'm sorry. There's really no way for me to make that a little bit more stable. I mean, I could put like tape down on my desk and like know where my tripod legs are, but this whole thing is a little bit ramshackle, so why not? Actually, let me just. How did I have that set up earlier? What's different? That's bizarre. Oh well, doesn't matter. Listen, this is my whole setup is a little bit ramshackle, as you can see by me holding my mic. So, hey, maybe that's part of the charm. Also, listen, I know I didn't do this earlier, but if you at any point you enjoy what you're experiencing, I know I asked you to go ahead and comment earlier, but also if you could hit that like button, that'd be really nice to me, and subscribe. Aside from that, let's go ahead and get into episode 2. Really solid first episode. Really we really hit on some good things in the first one, basically, and I'm kind of proud of at least the points that I had during the episode. After the episode, I kind of floundered again and didn't get my thoughts together, and that's why I'm going to start taking notes down during the next video, because right now I don't have access to all that. I mean, I do have access to it. I could go looking for some sort of sheet of paper, but I don't feel like doing all that right now, okay? We're going to just continue the ramshackle way that we are. Ramshackle, that's what I should name this channel. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into it. Good. Oh my god. You didn't hear that, but I forgot to. Oh shoot. I forgot to change my thing to. Actually, hold on. We had to. Nothing happened. Recording actually starting in 3, 2, 1. Oh, you guys got a couple points. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, towards the end of the last thing, I talked about. I found something interesting about this setup, and it's just that we made such like a I'll get my revenge story, and then we're gonna have them actually be on the same team. I think that's an interesting little, not usually done type deal to have a good rivalry in a team-based sport. That's interesting, because rivals have a like type of respect for each other that even normal teammates maybe don't have. I don't know. We'll see if that evolves into an interesting dynamic or not. It could just be, just a little bit of flavoring. Could be something interesting though. Kageyama. Actually, it's easier for me to remember Kageyama than Tobio, just because I know Shadow Mountain. I'll remember it. Oh yeah, so because of his lack of getting along with everybody else, he was like thrust from heaven, basically. Oh, hi. What's going on, Okuyasu? Ikaku. Bald head, delinquent type dude. 8 centimeters. It's like 5'8". I don't know my conversions very well. I know 190 is like 6 feet. So this is our first effort. This is our first conflict in that he doesn't understand or respect Hinata's effort. Got it. These are all words that, like, narratively, I mean, it's a sports anime. I mean, it's just shonen, so not necessarily saying that that's gonna be like a big focus, but like if it was a more 1v1 volleyball doesn't really work, but okay. Sorry. And like more narratively, I mean, these are. I guess I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting a shonen thing, but I'm saying that like in a narrative, these are like themes that you want to pay attention to, so stuff like that. I guess I'm going really hard to try to like prove my value of understanding themes and like that. So I don't need to do all that. Oh, we are 1v1 volleyball. Okay, if we're gonna just put in high, thick lines, which are my fetish every so often, I'm gonna need to really control this erection of mine. Oof. Oof. No! Hey, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a look for you. But, okay. Okay, so Fallen Grace. These are my idols back in the day. Oh, you have it too. This uniform on my back is my All Might. Understood. Oh. Did you mention that guy was short? I didn't even notice that. Wonder how that's going into play, because he was already in 3 years ago, or 4 years ago now. She's not gonna be in school. Those are cute. Full Metal Alchemist. This guy's design is like incredibly intense. Super short hair, big eyes, thick eyebrows. The intensity. So now, what attracted you to volleyball if you're so singularly, like, focused on your own power? If you want to play it as a single player game, why did you play it? There's gotta be a reason. Alright, now we hear his effort. Mm-hmm. Do you not recognize those kinds of feelings? Had to be a time where you felt it. Instantly enduring butt shot, really? Fair enough. Although she is very pretty. I think I've seen this character design a couple of times around. Beauty mark. By the way, just because I'm paying attention to narratives does not mean that I won't enjoy looking at a waifu once or twice. It's a nice design. That's gonna cause some problems for your life later. That guy's my spirit animal. Hey, surprisingly, you get along. If you're on the same team. In terms of mindset. Nice. True. Ooh. These captains got a very basic design, but I like it. But I like him. They've done a lot of like little things to show that he has a control over his team. He's a smart guy. Okay, so this dude exists to like kindly close the doors. The reasonable one. Understood. Super interesting. And here's where we share that we're both simple idiots. We show it in different ways. Got it. And there goes passion. That's your problem, dude. You can't be a ruler if you don't believe in what you rule. Nice. Stubborn-headed on both ends. I don't think we want to be an E on our first. Hey, what a based senpai. Yeah, I really like that captain though. You immediately recognize just seeing both of them one time. Oh yeah, these two will work together amazingly. Oh, I got lucky that I got these two together. Alright, that's episode 2. More subdued than the first episode, but that's to be expected. As the first episode actually like perfectly already set up what we're going to be going into. The second episode was, let's set up our like character like our main duo of the series, right? Let's set up what's different about them. Let's set up what's the same about them. And I think they did that in a really fun way of just having them like kind of synchronize whenever their goals were set as one. We got introduced to most of our team. Sorry, I really didn't catch many names, so I'm gonna have to go with like calling them by their haircuts. The team captain seems like a pretty cool guy. He immediately recognized like how best to kind of set up the pieces that he's been given. We saw him kind of control his teammates or like know what makes them tick. We saw him like with the principal and all that. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. So look forward to future with him. Base senpai, I don't remember what his name is. I'm so sorry. They said it 1,000 times, so I did not remember. Shape cut Onizuka. I mean, that kind of still counts. The Linku type guy. He seems pretty cool. So I see future from him, but I guess we won't really know anything about them until we get them on the court. Let's see. Is there anything in particular in this episode? Oh, we can go with like our main conflict of the episode which is the main conflict between our two primary protagonists, duo protagonist characters, is Hinata didn't recognize Or it's not that Hinata doesn't recognize his skill, it's that he doesn't recognize kind of he sees him as so he doesn't understand him, right? And where he comes from and why he is so in love with volleyball if he's such a jerk, right? And then on the other hand, we have Kageyama, who sees Hinata, who's this raw bag of talent, but he doesn't see the effort that he put in. And in this episode, we kind of had both of them recognize that in each other. Now, we haven't had them, gain full respect of each other, but we know that they have kind of a beginning of an understanding of each other now that Hinata has seen Kageyama's dream, and Kageyama has seen the kind of effort, or at least he hasn't seen it yet, but he's at least acknowledged, he now should know, like, oh, this guy put in effort. He had that was his first match that he's ever done. He was completely in a team of amateurs. He can do stuff. He hasn't recognized that fully, and he's going to try to go into this next match just relying on the senpai here, but hopefully something comes out of that. Or I say hopefully, it's gonna, we all know that there's gonna be a nice little start of their team, a start of their duo. They're gonna turn into we all know that they're gonna turn into the dynamic duo that we expect of them next episode. Yeah, not a huge amount of things to talk about going into the next one. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Once again, I'm gonna leave you guys with, if you enjoyed what you've seen so far, go ahead and leave a like, or go ahead and leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment for me. Heck, if you don't like what you've seen so far, leave a comment for me. I really want to get some discussion out of this, and maybe I can have some things to talk about next week when we come back to this. But for now, I've been the Antagonist Advocate. I'll see you guys next week.